It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Welcome to the morning show. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday. It's already the 5th.
It is.
It's already January 5th. It just goes
and
by.
We're rolling right into it.
Yeah, if I can. There we go.
Oh, by the way, whoop, whoop,
Whoop, whoop.
It's back.
I'm David Stroud. This is Scooter Scott Callies. I want to thank you for joining us this morning. And it's a cool morning, but I think it's going to be a pretty day.
It is crisp.
It is crisp.
We're supposed to be getting up to the 50s, though. I mean, lower 50s.
I seen 40. I seen 49.
Well,
I looked.
that's close
I
to
looked
50.
this morning because nowadays you got to figure out how you're going to dress first thing in the morning.
Yes.
But then in the afternoon, what you're going to shed and what's going to be under that.
Yep.
You know. So yeah.
I keep an extra shirt in the vehicle so I can shed down.
So do I. I
And
do.
that way-
I got to shed up and down.
But now
I
you
got a
got
heavier
one
jacket.
underneath that one.
Yeah, I've got.
See, I'm
yeah.
impressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yesterday, I wore a long sleeve with a vest, and in the morning it was a thin long sleeve, and I was cold. And so
Gotcha.
today I was like, I'm not going to make that same mistake.
See, it's going to be. It's chilly this morning. It is chilly outside.
chilly this morning.
And then it's going to be nice through the day at some point.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be chilly tonight. It's going to be pretty cold tonight.
Right.
20-something, I think. 28.
I'll be back home.
Yeah, it
Sitting on
doesn't
the
matter.
couch.
I'll be back home. Yeah.
But you know, with this up and down weather like that, in the house last night, we have our thermostat set at 68.
Okay.
And I have nice thick wool socks on, and my feet were cold. And it felt like there was a chill inside the house. Because you have a nice, like, it's Monday, it was a 73 day, you know. And then on Thursday, it's what did it drop down to last night? Probably in the high 30s.
Yeah.
And so it affects the house as much as it affects you.
It is pretty amazing because I'm like you. I got thermostat stays at a certain temperature. It's at, don't worry about it. But the certain days just feel kind of chilly or something. Yeah, I don't get it.
It did yesterday. So today, like I said, thicker. Start the day off.
Go.
Then maybe at the end of the day at the house, I won't feel cold because I felt cold yesterday because I did not layer right. That's the only reason why I'm bringing this up.
It's all about layers.
It's about
people.
layers. Now in the summertime, there is no peeling off because you're already peeled off. And so
you're where you're going to be.
You're where you're going to be. It's usually a T-shirt with a polo and.
I use same thing, dry fit type T-shirt and then a polo over top.
Yeah.
I like the dry fits.
Yeah. I've had one.
They're breathable.
They
and
are.
They help with getting hot and stuff.
That's what that long sleeve I had on yesterday. And it's too breathable. That's why I was
breathable.
It looked.
Okay.
I look good. It's white.
It's a matter of opinion. All right, go ahead.
Well, I say that because when I got home, my wife, when I walked in the house, she goes, "You look cute," and I was like, "Yes."
Well, your wife says that though. You got something going on.
Thanks.
You're gonna have a good day.
We're gonna have a great day. All right, let's start the morning show off right with Roller Funeral Home. With all our respect, they have 29 in the state, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. We're sure to appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. And they sponsor the morning prayer, so let's start off with the morning prayer. Dear Lord, please watch over our nation. It seems it's not changing for the better, and we are a sinful people, and we do repent. Most of us repent for our sins. Please watch over, as I asked most times, our children. Watch over our first responders, our military, the people that put themselves in harm's way. We sure do appreciate them also. And Lord, just, let those that are suffering know that you're there. Put your hand on their shoulder. This I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. You can give them a call, 870-425-2161. Ask them about their pre-need service. It's good to have a plan in place. I have a plan in place. Scooter has a plan in place. We know what we're going to do, and our families know what we would like to have done. And that just helps in a difficult, situation.
It's also good that Roller Funeral Home knows what you would like to get done.
Yes.
That way your family doesn't have to deal with that
Yeah.
bad situation.
Yeah. Yeah. They can grieve. Yep. They can greet.
They can do that what they need to do, and Roller Funeral Home will take care of the rest.
And they are professionals.
Yes.
I've always said that those people were made for that job. I couldn't do it. It's just not something. Nope. But they do it, and they do it well. So give them a call, 870-425-2161. Ask them about pre-need service. Set up a plan. Let's take a break for Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team.
Be right back.
All right.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z Team.
You should have called the Z Team.
That's the answer to everything.
And you can call them at 870-405-0793. I still look down at this paper, and I know I've got it memorized, but I will not make the mistake again.
Bob had to think about it yesterday.
Did he really?
Wait a minute. Yeah, because he uses it all the time at like Orchlands and stuff on accident. And,
Yeah.
I'll give us your phone number. Oh, it's 8704. And it's funny because at that longer break we had, he's like, crap, I got to look down here. Hold on.
I wonder if he's ever telling somebody his phone number and he reads off one of these that we do every day. He's like, oh, wait a minute, that's the Z Team.
Well, that's what he's done at Orchlands a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about at Orchlands. He goes in there, they ask you your number, see if you're one of their rewards or whatever, and he's given
rewards to the Z Team.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
they looked at him, you don't look like Bob and Linda.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I just want to give them the rewards. Well, like,
I guess you could do that.
if they're a rewards
Well,
member. If they're a rewards
Yeah, I
member,
don't-
right? You
yeah,
can't just give a
but
random number and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because I don't have a rewards membership at Casey's, but Carla does. So I just use her phone number.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's like us. I've got a rewards at Casey's, and my whole family uses my number. So.
yeah. And it's good, too. My brother, he uses the rewards, and he's just about, I think, surpassed a full tank of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's worth
reward
it.
systems.
Okay.
It isn't. I don't know. It's up to you. Anyway, let's take a look at the White River, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful day. That is Cotter, Arkansas, God's country. Man, look at that. It's going to be a wonderful day.
And you can see kind of some purple lights there on the bridge.
They are shining
pretty
still.
cool.
Look at the horseshoe bend of the White River. They're in Marion County looking into Baxter County. Off to the distance in the right is where we are. That's Mountain Home. And Missouri's kind of in the middle there. And to the left is Bull Shoals. If you've never been to Cotter, you should take a drive down there. It's really pretty. You can get down right by the river. They've got a launch there, a boat launch for the people that want to be on the river, of course. Look at that. It's a ball field and the park and the beautiful Rainbow Bridge. That's just a really cool looking bridge.
You kind of see around going over, well, we just lost it, but
There's
the
a-
boat launch was over there on the left side. But
And look, there's a truck.
that
Look
is
at-
a cool truck.
Look at that beautiful black truck. You can go to retiredarkansas.net and find the still shot that you could screenshot and make it as the background of your computer screen, which is really cool if you get a really cool lightning storm going through.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just wicked.
You get a
looking.
lightning storm, you go to this wide angle camera
Mm-hmm.
that's going live, and it makes some really, really cool shots.
Definitely. And then they have the one that moves around. It'll zoom in, zoom out. It'll stay for 10 or 15 seconds. And how many places does
There's-
it move? Like maybe 10,
10, 12.
12 different areas. It does one of the rail yard if you're lucky enough as the train's going through. Really cool to watch. We've been on this one as the train was going through, and it's really cool. Who doesn't like trains?
Oh, everybody likes trains.
Trains are the best.
I miss the cabooses, but it's okay.
There's a nice zoom in of the White River. Look at it. It's pretty still today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd like to be on the river. Even right now wouldn't be too bad, I don't think, because there's no wind. At least there wasn't any wind when I went out to the truck.
It just got to be bundled up real good.
Bundled up.
Got to be a diehard
Layers.
fisherman to be out there today.
The word of today
Is layers.
is layers.
Onions have layers.
Onions have layers. Like I said, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. Go to retiredtoarkansas.net. You can find these wonderful views. You can find their listings, the MLS listings, and they have all kinds of information, a plethora of information about the Ozarks. Lots of videos you can watch, and people like videos.
They do.
Who wants to read anymore? But they got videos telling you about the area, things you can do. It's really user friendly, so give it a check. retiredtoarkansas.net. Look at the beautiful sunrise, the yellows, and they got the blues. It's amazing. I love this area. I love living here.
It is God's country. That's why they call it God's country.
And, if you don't live in this area and you're watching, give Bob and Linda Zadora a call, 870-405-0793, and they'll tell you why it's great to live here. There's many reasons, not just us sitting here saying that it's great. I mean, the quality of life is second to none, if you ask me. I've lived here since 93, and I can't think of another place I'd rather be.
I agree.
Yes. Scooter Mountain. This mountain, look how far it zooms in. I think that thing's in Missouri, isn't it?
It is.
That is in Missouri. And that's about a 20-minute drive for us, and this camera zooms in that close to it. That is just cool. Really, really cool. That's one of my favorite shots. Because then when it backs out, watch how far. Look at this field. This field is probably miles away, and you got cattle and cars going by, and you figure that's at least a mile away, right?
Oh, yeah, the field. Yeah.
That field is at least that is an impressive camera. They're just getting better and better, aren't they?
It is an awesome camera. It zooms in really well. It keeps good color.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Go to retiredtoarkansas.net. Check out these beautiful camera views. Look at it zoom around. That's just really cool. Let's take a look at the weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora. Lee, go ahead and leave it on that just for a second. I've got to refresh the radar.
You're slack. See?
I'm slacking, but that's okay. They can enjoy this beautiful view
Give him a
first.
break. Give him a little bit of a break, and he comes back not remembering how to do anything.
All right, here we go. I'm ready. Mountain Home, Arkansas, it's a brisk 37. Harrison is 34, Batesville is 39, Yellville is 37, Marshall is 27, Salem is 33, Mountain View at 27, Calico Rock at 37, West Plains, Missouri at 33, Springfield at 31, Poplar Bluff at 35, and St. Louis at 37. So it looks like we've got Marshall and Mountain View for the win at 27 degrees.
Woohoo!
Yeah, National Weather Radar. We're going to push play here. Doesn't show any activity around our neck of the woods, but you can see up north in Chicago and, the Great Lakes area, they're getting probably some heavy snow. I don't know. Would you say heavy
Iowa,
snow?
Minnesota, Wisconsin, they're all getting it up there.
West Coast is getting some rain. Nevada's getting a mixture. The mountain range near Reno is getting a mixture. Seattle and Washington area they're all getting a mixture. Looks like off the East Coast, that storm that came through here a couple days ago, it's still rolling through. And Maine area is getting some wintry precipitation. Let's go ahead and zoom into Missouri and Arkansas. Nice and clear. I think it's going to be a beautiful day. I don't think there's anything in the forecast. So, yeah, look at that. We've got no colored squares. No warnings, no problems. Ain't I great weather, man. Today is sunny at high of 49. Tonight is clear, low of 30. Friday, increasing clouds, high of 54. Friday night, it changed a little bit, didn't it? Mostly cloudy, then slight chance of showers at 20%, low of 43. Saturday, slight chance of showers. In the morning, it seems, then partly sunny, high of 58. Saturday night, mostly cloudy, low of 35. Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 50. Sunday night, mostly clear, low of 33. And Monday, mostly sunny, high of 57. So it's going to be nice. The rain kind of popped up there the closer we get to the weekend. Norfolk Lake water levels at 553.66. Level is 1.66 feet above full pool, and they are generating 1. Bull Shoals Lake water levels at 656.92, and they are 2.08 feet above full pool, and they are generating 2. That is a look at your weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team. And remember, they're military relocation specialists. They are also licensed in Missouri, Arkansas and Missouri, so they can help you out across the way if you find something up in Gainesville or Bakersfield or, somewhere nearby there. And with that, we'll take a break and come back with some community news.
Be right back.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. And we had the new Baxter County Judge, Kevin Liddy, on the show Tuesday.
Yes.
And his first quorum court was that night. And one of the things on the agenda was the landfill.
Yes.
And the Baxter County Quorum Court votes unanimously to oppose reopening the landfill.
And I believe City Council is meeting tonight, and they're going to try to do the same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's
just kind of opposing their feelings. They really can't.
It's not, it's because it says that there'll still be a battle on the state level.
Yeah.
And so it's not over yet, but at least if they know everybody in the area opposes it, it's going to carry some weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But, that's pretty neat, his first quorum court meeting. And I hope he...
And if you missed it, you
Had a
can
good
go
time.
to XL7-TV Facebook page, and we've got it on there. You
Exactly.
can go back and watch it.
You can do that
as
every...
well as we'll have the City Council meeting on tonight.
Yep, they do every quorum court and city council meeting.
Yep.
So you're never without.
There you go.
You'll always know.
Hey, by the way, school starts today.
It does.
All
Kids
the
are going back. That's
and
right.
All the teachers back in line. Everything's back up and going full bore.
Yep. And they're all
Starts
going, no.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Teachers and students.
Yes, they were enjoying that time off, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
back, Back to the drawing board.
After, I think, a week, Carla was kind of ready to go back because I'm at work and Cannon is usually off doing something, maybe with his dad. So she's at home by herself. And I can attest that after a week or two, you get bored.
You're ready to get out.
You're ready to get out and get around people again. I can understand it. So she's ready. They went back yesterday to get schedules printed out. And so today she said, kids come back to school today, and she's roaring, ready to go.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so for 2022, did you know we doubled the average snowfall?
We doubled.
We doubled. I did.
Bob was saying something about that the snow and we're up on rain and 2022 now.
Yep.
It's hard to think how could we have done that. We only had when you're looking all of 22 is the end of last year too, so
Yes.
a lot of people don't take that into account.
Right. When we actually had snow before Christmas and a little bit of a white Christmas.
Yep.
So measurable snow was recorded on 10 days of 2022 for a total of 15.6 inches. The annual average in Mountain Home is 7.8 inches. So over half of last year's snowfall came in February with a total of 8.1 inches. The snowfall record for February 4th was broken when 4.5 inches were measured. That was the second of a 2-day event, which saw a total of 7.3 inches. And I kind of figured that because I remember I was like, man, we're getting more snow than usual. Yeah, so pretty neat. And let's see, Baxter County B jurors do not need to report today. So you might have seen that yesterday or got notified, but to those that may not have, don't go. B.
There you go.
Juror B. B jurors. And so if you want to know more about community news and what's going on in the area, go to enjoymountainhome.com where you'll find the calendar down here at the bottom. You scroll through, you see a lot of different things that you can click, and at the bottom is you can view all events. You can see there's a fish and shrimp all-you-can-eat dinner. It looks like at the Moose Lodge. Let's just go ahead and click that.
That sounds good. Yeah, let's talk about that. No.
Yeah. Mountain Home Moose Lodge 1953 will hold its monthly all-you-can-eat fried fish and shrimp dinner this coming Friday, January 6th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Guests may order fried fish, fried shrimp, or a combination plate, which also includes hush puppies, french fries, coleslaw, vegetable, roll, dessert, and a beverage. This event is open to members and qualified guests alike. Mountain Home Moose Lodge is located at 4754 Highway 5 South, 2.5 miles south of the bypass in Mountain Home. For more information, included cost and guest qualifications, please call 870-491-5696 after 2 p.m. So you see, it's like that. So we'll go ahead and back out here. We'll view all events, and you can see everything that's going on in the area. A lot of people send the Baxter County Library, the Schliemann Center, everything that's going on in their neck of woods. So, yeah.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The
He's
sheriff is here.
He's here.
We can see your arm.
No, you can't.
There you go. That's how we do. Yeah, he's
There we go. There we go.
All right.
I do want to mention this real
Yeah.
quick. The Mountain Home High School French Club will have their chili supper to raise funds for their summer 2024 trip to Quebec. It will be Friday, September 3rd, time 4:30 to 6:30. Century 21 Lemac Realty, which is 1024 Highway 62 East.
Okay.
It's $5 for a bowl of chili to go. They'll have containers, condiments, and dessert.
Perfect.
That's pretty cool.
Very nice. Quebec. That'll be beautiful.
Oh,
area to
it
visit.
always is.
Yeah.
It always is. And what do you got for community calendar?
Yeah, community news. Anything?
You got the spotlight.
Let's see. Groundhog Day's coming.
Yes. Always enjoy Groundhog Day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do
that
not
was a
see
great
a
movie.
shadow.
That was a great
That
movie.
was a great movie.
Yeah.
It was.
You know, I read that the co-star, the woman that, you know, he falls in love with, that it was supposed to be written she was also in a loop. That they were both in a loop, but they decided to not do it that way.
Well, that many years ago, they probably didn't have the technology to have two loops.
All right, we better take a break, and we're going to come back with Sheriff John Montgomery.
Be right back.
All right.
Ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest is Sheriff John Montgomery here in Baxter County. How are you this morning?
Well, actually, I slept very well, but yesterday sort of was one of those kick your butt type of days. And so I see the chief of police is trying to call me, so sorry, chief, I'll have to call you back. But we had our swearing-in ceremony yesterday morning. We met before the courthouse ever opened, and newly elect Judge Jody Carney swore us in, and so that was for her. I think it was a good experience too, because that was her first time, and for us, this was my 9th time of being sworn in.
I saw that. I wrote that down.
So that was, that was a neat thing. And then it was just busy. And we interviewed yesterday. We had a secretarial position open, and so we did interviews yesterday. And late, that took all afternoon. We had some really good applicants. I mean, seriously. And I'll tell you, kind of a side note, because it'll back up, but typically, sheriff's office does not pay well. Well, the last 2 years we've worked very hard, and the quorum courts worked with us, and now that pay has brought up, and it absolutely showed, because one, we had a number of applicants, and even after we narrowed them down, the interviews we did yesterday, we could have hired any of the 6 that we interviewed.
Oh wow, you had 6 you interviewed.
Yes.
That's excellent.
And so late, I don't know what time it was, 4:30. We finally, the way we do it, it kind of depends on, for this particular case, it was secretarial position. And we cross train. So even though we have all these different functions, my office manager, Lieutenant Kelly Stone, is very much on cross training. So it doesn't matter who they take care of each other's job. So you can't just be skilled in one area.
Sure.
In fact, they trade it, and I agree with one thing: if you don't use it, you lose it. So you don't just I know how to do it, and 6 months from now I may sit down. It doesn't work that way.
No.
They trade off and they do different duties. So having said all that, it's a lot. Mm-hmm. So we're looking for the perfect fit. We're looking for the perfect skills. Long about 4 o'clock yesterday, we finally, and it was a lot of discussion trying to figure out who we felt was going to be the best fit. So in this case, I had Lieutenant over Support Services, Lieutenant over the Administrative Office, myself, and Captain Lewis, the Chief Deputy, and we sat in on the interviews, and it was great. I mean, it really was good to have that many quality applicants. And
that's cool.
It's going to make it difficult to choose, probably.
It did. We did choose, but it was.
Oh, you did? Okay.
We did choose late yesterday, but it was not one of those oh, well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Or I will say, in the years past, sometimes you have, and it's got, well, we only had one. Do you hire them or not? I mean, and so it's great, and I appreciate and very thankful to the quorum court and for working with us, and at least now we offer a competitive wage.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
that makes a big difference, though. It really, really does.
Mm-hmm. And it almost makes you wish you had more positions because you had so many good candidates. Like, I could really use all of you.
Yes, and then you're exactly right. In fact, encourage them. If another position come open, and then please reapply.
Exactly.
All but one was currently employed. Now, one had taken a sabbatical to raise some kids, and so sure. they weren't. But the rest of them were currently employed. But again, when you look at the benefits package the county has to offer, and now that we offer a competitive wage, it's a great place to work.
Yeah.
So. But you got to feed your family, and so when you don't pay a competitive wage, it's tough to find.
Yeah. Well, and we've spoke about the overall morale at the office, that everybody gets gets along well together. They love their job. They love what they do. And you have 2 new full-time deputies to help with your scheduling and being able to cover the entire county. So that was kind of one of my questions I had, is how things are going at the office, how everybody's feeling about having more help.
I'm telling you, the attitude, the morale, everything is great. And we actually have 3 now.
The investigator.
We went from part-time to full-time. So all we did was take an investigator and increase the hours. And but that makes a big difference, because that, when you look at the caseload they all have, that, again, it just makes a big difference. And while we're talking about the investigators, the court, we purchased the Kearney Law Office, which is next to the jail across from the fire department. Yep. Before the Kearneys had it, it was the Huckabee Law Office. Learned a little history, because that's a really old building, but it used to be a furniture store back in the 50s.
Okay.
So we actually just were given the keys yesterday. And so that will be a process of going through, and we're still kicking around, the remodel, because it's the way it is not total. The offices are not going to be suitable for what we need, but so we'll kick that around and figure out. We're not in any big hurry to try to get in there, but of course the detectives are excited, because they're going to have a space because right now they're packed on top of each other. And then the interview rooms that we do will be much more efficient. But then the current building, we share, or I say share, we allow, or however you want to say it, with the state police, and even the coroner. When I say the coroner has a closet office, literally it is, but he has no space to go. So we allow it. But we're going to work on that, and then we're going to take about half that building. Our patrol, we currently have 16 patrol deputies plus the lieutenant, and they're all in an area, and not much bigger than this little studio area.
Really?
Yeah. So, and while they're in their car a lot, there's still reports that have to be done, and so on and so forth. So they're going to move into about half of that current detective building. So there's just so much going on, but it's positive things. We're able to. I believe we're going to be able to provide even better service. And I think we do provide a good service to the county, but we're going to provide even better. Now, back to your patrol deputies, we added 2. And of course, there's training involved, because when you move somebody from point A to point B, you've got to replace them in point A, and they have to be trained. So I know one of the moves that's happened has not quite happened yet, just because they're in the process of training the person that's taking their place.
Yeah.
So within the next couple of weeks, we hope all that shifted around, and we'll go from 3 deputies covering the entire county to 4.
Right.
Now that may not sound like a big deal to you, but I'm telling you,
it's a big county.
For those patrol deputies, that is a huge thing. Again, we just feel like we're going to be able, and we're getting busier. I hate that part, but we're getting busier, and so we'll be able to do a better job.
Yeah. Well, it means that they're covering each side of the compass for the county, instead of just 3 areas. Now you got all 4. So that's a good thing. That's what people want to see.
Well, when
that's
you
what
stop and
deters people from doing stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, when you think about it, when you have 3, and there are certain serious calls. Okay, and so that you certainly, with the first deputies on their way, the second one's heading that way, well, depending on where they're at, it could be 20, 25 minutes getting there. Well, now you've tied 2 up. Just coming in this morning, they're answering a call way down in the southern part of the county, and it's almost an hour's drive down there.
Yeah.
Well, I heard they've got somebody on the way and a second one following. Well, you've just now taken 2 out of the 3 that's going to be 45 minutes to an hour to get back.
Right.
So one more call and you're in trouble. You're in trouble quick.
Yes, exactly. And so that's why this is a huge thing. And so again, can't say thank you enough to the Quorum Court, who they recognize the problem and have worked with us, helping to find a solution to get there. I mean, it's not one of those, money doesn't grow on trees. You can't wave your magic wand and all of a sudden here, we'll just go fix it. I mean, but they have, through a steady over the last 2 or 3 years, have worked with us trying to get that. And so, again, we're excited. Things are moving in the right direction, and morale's great. And
great start to 23.
Absolutely.
All right.
Good to see you moving forward, though. I mean, because everybody talks about how this our community's growing. I mean, we are.
Yeah.
And you guys have to grow with it to stay ahead of it. You just have to.
Yep. That's exactly right. It's 7:35. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with more from Sheriff John Montgomery.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks.
Welcome back to the morning show. Thank you for joining us. Our guest is Sheriff John Montgomery, and we appreciate you and everything that you do. So, how was your holiday and New Year's?
You know, you never want to use the quiet word, but it was very good. And if I recall, I think we only had one DWI arrest. That's great.
That is great. That is really
great. That's awesome. And we had lots of officers out. So it was not, for not lack of trying. So that's great. But a number of a lot of calls, and it's interesting. We get a lot of calls. We truly believe we're there to serve and protect the public. A couple of calls that come to mind is we help get 2 bats out of someone's house.
Okay.
They called. I mean, and again, to the elderly
If I'd have known
couple.
you did that, okay.
Yeah.
But those are things that we do. I mean, whether it be change a tire or whatever, that's just something we do all the time.
Yeah.
And so we were busy, but not serious.
That's excellent
stuff. So
yeah.
That's great. Of course, we talked a little bit off the air. We're right now, and I'll get more information when I get to the office, but we had one of our investigators, someone crashed into his car last night, and if you look at the pictures, he's very lucky.
Yeah.
Witnesses at the scene, and even another Gasville officer that happened in Gasville that was responding, talked about that. Don't even. It just out of nowhere the car come, and we'll know more. But fortunately, it appears he was checked out the hospital, and other than maybe a black eye and bruised up pretty heavily, he's gonna be okay.
That's good. It's very good.
A blessing.
Yeah, you never know when something like that's going to happen.
Oh, and I'm looking at the pictures, and I'm sure that vehicle's totaled, which is not as important as his. But same time, I talked to Court. We're struggling right now getting vehicles. I mean. And I think, of course, everybody is, but I know we've had 2. The Court gave us 2 new vehicles that we're going to use as transport vehicles when we transport prisoners back and forth, and they've been on order. Gosh, I don't know, since May, June last year, something like that.
Yeah, it's like 6-8 months now.
They have not even assigned VIN numbers to them to tell us they're going to build them.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure when. In fact, we had to move them because the Court had given us the money for 2022, and so we had to say, hey, we need you to move the money that we didn't spend over to 2023 so that
it looks like that may be when you get it.
We're going to get it.
Yeah.
So, but and we've got. In fact, we bought 2. We've been on a waiting list. Years ago, we used to have to buy used vehicles, and we need police vehicles because they have heavy suspension and alternators, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
So the Missouri Highway Patrol and the Kansas State Police, we have bought vehicles from them in the past, used, and they typically have 50 to 55,000. Now. And of course, right now it's premium price because even used vehicles are high.
Yes, they are.
But the Kansas, we've been on a waiting list with them since we knew wasn't sure when we were going to get these 2 Durangos, new ones. We've been on a waiting list. They called and they have those in, and so I think either tomorrow or Monday, I think we're going to pick up 2 used ones that we're going to have to put into service for transport vehicles. To get.
Yeah, you can't wait on the new ones.
Well, no.
I mean, if you got to have them now, you got to have something.
Well, and we do not do 2-person patrols. I mean, big cities and big counties, they do. We don't. We don't have enough personnel. And I remember we were kind of chuckling about this yesterday because, we talk about the old days and whatever. Of course, Captain Lewis and I have been doing this, my chief deputy, I think we started in 88, so whatever the math is there. There were times back when we worked for the city police, we only had 1 operating patrol car.
That's incredible. How do you do your job with that?
Well, we only had 2 on a shift, so you either rode together or you took turns. All of that. So I won't say it doesn't do any good to have the officers in on the vehicle because you can double up, but you're not really doing what needs to be done. So we're okay barely, and we need vehicles.
Yeah.
And so now we've got a lot of them on order.
It makes you wonder when this supply chain issues problem is going to end.
Well,
we're over a year into this now.
Yeah.
We're a year and a half into this problem.
Oh, I know. And I don't know. And some of it I don't know. Some of it I can't help but believe is a little bit of man-made problem.
I think so too. Because everything's bringing a premium and they want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which hurts you and hurts what you're trying to do, which is protect and serve. So you buy the used ones and you do what you can.
Well, what we get, they are police vehicles.
Yeah.
So when we buy a used one, I mean, it's not like you're trying to take a civilian model and figure out how to convert it.
You just can't
over.
do that, can you? There's just too much that goes into it.
There's a lot to it, and and the way they're driven and how hard they're driven, and the motors run a lot because when you pull up to a scene, you can't shut it off because you got all the electronic equipment, lights, etc.
Exactly.
So the hours on the vehicle are certainly more than the miles.
Definitely. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh, no, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. It makes a difference. You got a lot of vehicles that, like in the oil fields, their trucks are just sitting out there running. And we bought them before at a dealer that I used to work for. And the thing might have 60,000 miles on it, but it's been running for 200,000 hours. You know what I mean? So, and some of them vehicles have hours counters.
Yes.
So you can go in and see that, yeah, that 60K is not. But on the motor, as long as it's been maintained and the oil has been changed, it's going to be fine. That's the life of the motor right there. I mean, sitting idling is better than being floored.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. All right, we better take another break at 7:46, and we'll come back with more from Sheriff John Montgomery.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest, Sheriff John Montgomery, is here visiting with us about the Sheriff's Office. And, you know, we live in a really great community. A lot of people give when it's needed. And you don't really push anybody. You don't really ask. You just mention things that you guys might need. And you have the Sheriff's Foundation, a nonprofit organization, to help with the things that you guys might need. And off air, he was just telling us a story about how when you got the new officers, you needed to equip them. And tell us more about that.
Well, try not to drag a long story. So the Quorum Court had given us the new officers for the year of 2023. But not knowing exactly who was going to get hired, and if they're not already certified, then you're going to have to get them in the academy. Well, the academy starts in January, so you really need to get them hired before them. So I had mentioned to the Quorum Court, we're going to have to get them hired in December, which is 2022, and so that I can get them into the academy. Well, fast forward a little bit, so I went back there. You know, when I say I found money, that's not exactly right, but we were able to because of some areas we had saved, we had enough money to basically let me hire them in
For the last
2022 for the last
yeah.
couple of months or what,
Yeah.
early.
Yeah.
So I went back to the Quorum Court and said, hey, here's some money that we have saved over here. Would you allow us to hire them in 2022 for the last couple of months? So that, and then, they'll already be in place for 2023.
Exactly.
So they did. Well, that's great news. However, the equipment, the officers' uniforms and guns and bulletproof vests and tasers and rifles and shotguns and all of that stuff, not counting vehicles, just the stuff, we didn't have the funds for those. So it was actually on, I'll just tell you, it was on KTLA radio that morning,
sure.
the morning of the Quorum Court meeting, and I'd already pretty well been assured we're going to get they're going to allow us, because again, they're just moving money from pot A to pot B.
Yeah.
And so I mentioned it and said, hey, and here's where we're at, and we're going to be approaching the Sheriff's Foundation to see if they can help us with some of this equipment. And within 2 or 3 days, money had poured in and to the foundation.
That is so cool.
And they were, seriously, it's from as small as $50 to there was a lady from Florida who used to live here, saw the news article, called up, asked how much a bulletproof vest was.
Sure.
And I told her it's about $1,000. And within 2 or 3 days, here comes a check for $7,000, and she wanted to buy 7 bulletproof vests. 3
awesome.
for these officers, but then outfit some of the others. So anyway, it was just a great deal that the foundation, then of course, outfitted those 3 deputies. That we would have struggled, and we'd have figured something out. But,
Sure.
But that's how great this community is. And, the foundation is just really a way for people. It's a nonprofit organization to donate to that foundation, because their objective is to help the sheriff's office. And while we're on that subject, a couple things that the foundation does. We provide scholarships not only for the kids of our employees, but for the employees themselves. And so we've had several cases where officers, jailers, staff have been able to get grants, if you will, from the foundation, and they go back to college, and they start taking college classes. Well, that's great for us.
Exactly.
If someone's getting more education, that's great for the sheriff's office. And then their kids. Success story: one of the officers' sons got his first scholarship from the Sheriff's Foundation a few years ago, graduated college, and is now an insurance agent. And said, I really wasn't sure it was going to go because of the expense.
Right.
And that's kind of what prompted him to at least to get going. And so just lots of things. Again, tasers and weapons, and but people do that and donate to that. We had a call back, I don't know, it's probably been a year ago, from somebody that was an executive in a state in California, and said, you were left to the foundation half of an IRA.
Really?
And so tracked it down. The lady had used to live here in Baxter County.
Sure.
We're not 100% sure, because nobody really knew who she was. But when we went back and tracked, we believe that we delivered medication to her when the snow was bad.
Right. So you're supporting her, and it come back tenfold.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Another gentleman, again, had left part of an estate, and when he passed, and I actually got to talk at length with the executor and this man's attorney. He was on dialysis, so his neighbor would take him dialysis every day. But when the weather got bad,
he couldn't do it. Yeah.
Sheriff's office would pick him up. But that's what we do. It's not like this is special. For us, it's not special, but it was
to them. It means everything to them.
And so they wanted to say a way of saying thank you, and so they left, for that. And so those are the things that are just huge. PC, I wish I had a picture, but there's a little, I shouldn't call it a toy, it's a robot car. And so we take it to the schools, and we interact with the kids and talk about drugs and so on and so forth. And it has been for years, because at the fairgrounds and so on and so forth, the kids just love it. It was old when I took office 18 years ago. I mean, really old.
Yeah.
It's been repaired more times. Even the robotics at the high school worked on it a couple of times, and it finally was just about, I mean, it was just gone. Well, to replace it was $11,000.
Wow.
And there was a lady who has since passed, but through a mutual friend, wanted to go to lunch, and we went to lunch, and she pulled out and wrote a check
Oh my gosh.
to the foundation to buy PCs, what they call it.
Yeah.
Boom, just like that.
That's awesome to know you have the support of the community
So
like that. You know,
there's just so many things that the foundation does, and for us, and you know, yeah, it's just an awesome. You're right. This community is just incredible.
Mm-hmm. And we don't get to hear that. You know, you see that happening, and we don't know about it. So it's great for you to be able to come on here and tell these stories about how the community has helped, because you're helping us, and it's coming back to you tenfold.
Yeah, well, again, going back, we deliver medication because that's just what we do. We're
Right.
here to serve the public.
And
But
people don't think about that. They think you're just out there catching the bad guys or pulling people over for speeding or stuff like that. They don't know that you're out there delivering medication to somebody that can't get out, or taking them into the hospital to do dialysis, or anything else they might need, like get bats out of their house. You know, you don't hear that stuff. So I appreciate that.
well,
thank you for
I'm
that.
really proud of our staff. I mean, because it's not like you have to. No, you have to go do this. No, they want to. I
Right.
mean, they truly care about this community. They live here.
Yep.
And they raise their families here, and they care about this community. And again, it's just
Yeah, that's excellent.
awesome.
Wonderful place to live right here.
Absolutely.
So how do they get a hold of the Sheriff's Foundation to donate?
Well, you can actually go to the Sheriff's Baxter County Sheriff Foundation.org on the website. That's one way. We had a donation come in the other day through PayPal, because you can pay online if you want.
Okay.
Have no idea who this gentleman is.
Yeah.
None at all. And it was a fairly sizable donation, so don't know.
Yeah.
But you can do it that way. You can call the sheriff's office. I have visited with groups before that want to hear more about it. I'll go talk with them about it. Another one quick story. A lady came in with her financial advisor and made an appointment, sat in my office. Her husband had passed away. The deputies had been on 2 different occasions in their front yard, and both times had to fight a intoxicated person in their yard, and the deputy was by themselves, and they were commenting, hey, at that time we had one taser that the officers decided, who gets it tonight or today or whatever.
Which is a scary thought, but yeah.
Sitting in the office, she wanted to do something to help the safety of the officers, and ultimately wrote a check. Well, I say while sitting in my office, but her and her advisor came back with a check to outfit every one of the deputies with tasers.
That's awesome. That's
cool.
So
yeah.
that's the type of thing. So you can call the sheriff's office. Myself or Captain Lewis would be happy to talk to you, or again, the website.
That's Baxter County Sheriff's
Foundation.org.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Very good. Well, we only have a couple minutes left, and I have to ask, you got any New Year's resolutions?
Well,
I stopped doing it.
I'm
out
you
on
know,
them.
I don't really have New Year's resolutions.
I don't either.
I do need to drop about 12 pounds.
Yeah.
And while we're speaking, and they're probably watching, so I've got the patrol guys who, you know, they always plan their breakfast while I'm here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got a text last
looks
night.
delicious.
We're cooking waffles this morning.
Excellent. And they're saving you some. Warm, please.
Well,
Please
let's
and
see, I
thank
need to
you.
lose weight, and then they're
but
cooking
then they make the
waffles.
waffles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can that's your one cheat meal a week, right? Isn't that how that works? I have about 7 a week.
Yeah, except for the cookie tray that came in yesterday that was donated, or the meat and cheese tray.
Yeah.
And if you're watching, Sunshine, you know exactly who you are. I set meat and cheese tray for everybody for lunch yesterday. Wanted to say thank you because, you know, being sworn in yesterday and the staff, and just wanted to, hey, here, this is something neat. This community is just incredible. I'm just telling you.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. As we were talking earlier, I don't know of any other place I'd rather be. So, and with that, we thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us, Sheriff. And y'all have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow with Bob Rackenwald.
All right.